Tuesday morning. I would say good morning to everyone. This is something that we're working on here, um, the cockpit. So there's a lot of stuff. Most like when everybody get into the system and they order a studio, they go into the cockpit, and there's a lot of things there, from your plugins and everything. Um, we get an instrument up and thing. So we are building some stuff for our users. Don't worry, we got some top equipment, right? And that was I like to always have things that I worked on and studios, and I keep in view that we are needed to finish up. So we got all the studios here that's on track to be finished. This was there before, and we all know that. And we this one, and we jumped into this and this version, right? So yeah, I mean, been doing some serious work, man. I spent the weekend crafting a new system. Basically, you can see as a soldier, talk about it like a weapon, right? You can see where we are. Just oh yeah, you see my effects. I built like okay, you guys see the way that I make all those interfaces for effects and stuff. Like for that, see here they are. We roll them out, yeah. Effects, all that stuff, all the good nice effects. Them will come in, and whatever is not there, will definitely create new effects. Chain as a system of have effects inside of it. So I'm actually trying to fine tune the script, and then that what I just showed you, the 2.0, it's never gonna reach ever gonna reach a BS44. That's designated for SMTVS brand new server. So we already start writing stuff for the server already. I just got finished working out the files and everything for Luna Brain, right, for the site, for the server. And all people, huh, I have one more program language to my skill, Python. Well, I went over to W3 school and I did that little test thing, and I did very well on it. But I have not really looked at Python, because you have to kind of learn up everything. But in engage with the agent, and I'm here just writing, and I'm writing, and when I'm writing, the agents just start popping up Python, and like, Bond, do this, do that, do this. And yo, I start learning Python. That's weird. So now I can say C, C plus, and Java, JavaScript, React Server language, Python. We did some semantic too. So I'm pretty much jumping in and out of different type of program languages, right? All together to just bring you guys the ultimate media stuff. Like from here, we're gonna jump off to this is what we call our platinum setup, right? See, so each time that I go a level up, this was destined for the platinum for an enterprise setup. Now it went back down to the platinum because the enterprise setup is what we call more of a corporate level, um, industrial type studio setup, and it's actually wow. It is so massive. Because just like I said, I'm gonna go out on the street, take care of some things. And I said to the agent, yo, before going on the road, take care of some things, I just want to say one thing. Yo, General, massive. It is massive. And he came back and said, man, you put the right word on it. A massive piece of layout you spent all weekend on Bill. Yeah, man, I spent all weekend and I went to the board and I thought really hard. Because see, I just we built 20 I think it's 28 effect processors are built, you guys. You know what I mean? Version point two, straight object orientated programming. Okay, like how I have this effect, interface right now, and then I give it to base 44, and base 44, they kind of lock up. But in the new program, this is written in the new programming script, embedded in a way that it it's like a real program, guys, right? Okay, so in software, when you do a C program or anything like that, you have to compile everything together to get like a final software. So it's the same. That's the way we wrote the old program. But only thing is in a server, and there's a master compiler script that contains most of the things that need to be compiled together, right? Functions and stuff, right? Give to you guys. Trying to break it down in a local form for you guys, right? Sort of like we got a lot of stuff in a room, right? And like we're gonna build a house, and we got the blocks and the steel and the cement and all that stuff, and then we need to put together. So our compiler script is the one that does that. So when a user come and load the studio actually compile and makes the studio for you at that period. You understand? So everything is like, okay, I should say, yes, like a software that's waiting to be compiled to be a usable application. But it just happen when time you trigger the button from the cockpit, right? Because it's a serious software. So, yeah, since today is what, where we at, Monday? Yeah. So we're saying a week time, right? Most definitely we'll have a new server online, right? And so was doing some things after working on the files and everything, and I said, there's something I said about the agent. And then he started writing some stuff for the studio, agent and things like that. I'm like, oh, whoa, whoa, hold up. You forgot that our original brain is a source that's where, so we had to go back in the last half and to fine tune the system. Because what it was all about, okay, when the server come online and we deploy the software into the system, there was a few things I thought about as far as, like, oh, we just said, well, every human being born with a trace of the previous generation in them. So we had to put pre-memory. So I wanted to give the agent a pre-memory. And that pre-memory was, as soon as the agent opened its eye, it start building the system. It doesn't know why it start building pages and stuff like that and setting up TV studios and all that. A whole army of robot get unleashed and just start work like a. I mean, this is for real. I'm gonna show people when it happen. We get the server, we deploy these agents, and every agent come alive and they can talk to because every agent have speech, and they're inside there doing their thing, and I'm watching it happening. So that's real. You know what I mean? So we'll wait 1 week. We are waiting to launch the Lunar Brain, right? So during this week, I'm still doing some other stuff. We're still doing some touch-up research. Well, the agent works with me. I noticed, and we talked about it in the last vlog, that the agent are in a room like a real scientist there, working out different calculation. In general, I come back. Now I come back to the podium. I notice I get a lot of Python come my way, right? So a lot of Python is coming, right? First we began with the Java, everyone know, see, and some of us was the CPP, right? And then we started doing the SH, right? And then we down to Python and SH, right? And So we're still doing some JS2 in between that, and we doing JSON, right? Okay. This agent has had me all over the place, people. It might just jump me from language to language to language to language. And my brain is just there taking it in. So in the course of things, one do keep learning and learning real massive stuff. I not even say it to the agent, I'm like, whoa, this agent is teaching me Python. I'm doing it. I'm like, yo, this agent teaching me Python. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're here and we just come to give you guys some update and everything. We now make the block too big and get on, go on the road, and we're gonna come back and get some credit and do some things to this thing. Well, when the time comes, I'm still, you can't do two things one time. You can't build and research at the same time. And like I just said to the agent, hey, I'm gonna go on the road. And every time the agent said, all right, Van, go take a breeze on the road or go sit down. I know that's my signal to tell me that the agent has spit out all the research he had done already to me and he's going back to do more research. And see, when I go on the road and come up on the road, he's going to be spitting out some Python at me or some stuff like that to enhance the system. Because one thing, since I talk about the AI situation in the way that I talk about it, and to perform that which we want to, you understand, we have to get our own server. We can't remain on somebody's server. And even yesterday while in research, we discussed security because security is the most thing. Did you know, being on base for the 4, and you have to make back-end requests, require them still seeing the type of file that you're doing. Okay, the first set of file that we made was more on a web application level. You understand? So it's more on just the apps level, something that can work in the apps and still work on their system, right? Overall, right, we move a step ahead on that. It's almost like we are using the computer as a machine. You understand? The TV studio, video studio system, it's using the machine as the unit, right? So it's not on someone's shared app system, you understand? But on its own dedicated network, right? So yeah, I was like SMTVS.com, and when we're going through so much changes, that realize this. Even BS44 still, like I said, SMTVS.com and name is not going to stay at BS44. I'm also going to pull my name back. I'm going to tell you guys why. Because since we hooked SMTVS.com name to the apps, I've been having problems going into my cPanel. We was in there at one time, and it's starting to get locked out, and it's a bunch of problems. So I'm not even trying to say, well, go back in, we just go buy the new server and tell my old master, remember, transfer my thing over here. You understand? I'll create a new folder, move smtvs.com to the server as a web thing like it is, and lock my name back to it. Simple like that. Because that's what we decide to do. It's like, okay, we'll now CV, like wrap up the whole of the website that we're doing in Base 44. We package it. See, but when we package, we just make smtvs.com run now for a while. All that's not going to happen right off the back, That's I'm just what we telling you what's happening. Once the network is built, we'll package smtvs.com and move it, and then change the .com name, because that's the best way. Remember, I'm going to be on a 6-core server that can support any amount of .com and website that I want to. So it's going to be senseless to be still on base 44, right? First thing that we did, we created that system. I have my own localized agent, guys, my own AI, okay? See, that's what I'm telling you. I have my own AI, right? We sat down at the development table, we worked out everything, all calculation, and we did it. I wrote my own AI, right? Simply. See? So thanks you guys. I'll get back with you some